Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another podcast of HOG. Here I am, the host, Home Mishra, and today we have someone truly inspiring with us, Elisa, ma'am. Ma'am, can you please tell a bit about yourself?
Hello everyone, my name is Elisha. Today I'm at Galgotia University. I'm an educator, a multilingualist, and also a social entrepreneur. I've run many marginalized community driven projects.
Ma'am, can you please walk us through your journey around your life and what are the things you have faced through?
Okay, so my journey in the development sector started a couple of years ago, wherein I used to volunteer for little time in different NGOs, organizations who are inclined towards social work. Then I actually got into this fellowship for Teach for India, wherein I got opportunity to explore various communities, diversities as an educator and also as a social entrepreneur.
मैम कैन यू प्लीज टेल अस वो कि हाउ डू यू बैलेंस आप मैनेज कैसे करते हो सारी चीज़ों को आपकी लाइफ में बहुत सारी चीज़ें होती होंगी आप बहुत सारे पोस्ट पे होंगे आप कैसे उन्हें मैनेज करते हैं
How do I manage? I don't know. It comes naturally. First thing is being an educator. That is what my roots are, and I truly love to be in a classroom, being present in a classroom, being with the kids. So I do not consider it much as a work. This is something that I just enjoy. So I do not need to balance it as such.
मैम व्हाट लेट यू टू परस्यू दिस करियर और द एजुकेशन फील्ड एंड जहाँ पे आपको इतना इंटरेस्ट हुआ कि आप लोगों से इतना अच्छे से कम्युनिकेट कर पाओ क्या आप पहले भी ऐसे थे या फिर आपको क्या ऐसा लगा जो आपने इसी को ही चूज किया
Okay, so like it's a kind of a funny story. My birthday falls on 5th September, which is Teachers' Day. So since like my childhood, everyone's been telling me, "Oh, your birthday is on Teachers' Day. You'll become a teacher." So I grew up to not really liking that profession as such. But then I somehow ended up being an educator, and once I entered the classroom, I stepped in there. I was around children. I started enjoying it.
मैम व्हाट वर द माइलस्टोन्स इन बिटवीन द करियर एंड द फील्ड and the path till now you have faced?
Okay, so one milestone was convincing my parents to let me go into the development sector actually, because a lot of people do think that there's a dearth of opportunities in the development sector, because obviously whenever I say I work in the development sector, people just naturally assume that, oh, it's a social work, it's a volunteering work, you might not be getting paid that well. But to me, pay is like not even an option that I consider for advancing in the career. It's the motivation, the smiles that I get all along the way.
Ma'am, we can say that in a formal way, a person has a formal things, formal language, formal dress code, everything a formal one. But when if we ignore that side, what are the things you do in your daily life?
Things I do in my daily life. Okay, I indulge myself in a lot of things. Art is one thing that keeps me grounded. I myself am an artist, so I like to create various art forms, be it mandala, be it painting. I also started this project,
Yeah.
as in where I try to preserve the craft of Kinari Bazaar community, which is a craft of making handbags from beads and crystals. So
Okay.
they actually make handbags. So I learned that craft when I was there in the community exploring, and from there I picked up that art form, created a project called Pixie Crafters that runs on Instagram.
So, ma'am, you are telling that while regarding the education sector, you are also a learner where you learn things and do it by your own for your things to run.
Yes, I have been I've actually been on both ends of the spectrum. I've been a learner, I've been an educator. As of now, also I'm a learner. I learn and teach German language, and as an educator, I try to create effective learning environments for my students.
Ma'am, can you just tell us what were the main the negative points where you have faced in your life till now?
Negative points, first was the discouragement that I received from the people around me, that, oh, you're going into the development sector, like how will you survive, how will you advance in your careers. And the second challenge, when I actually entered the development sector, I realized that uh, it's like it's hard out there on the field. There are a lot of harsh realities you do not wish to hear, you do not wish to like know, but those things are there. And the first step of like being able to make a change is actually accepting the reality. So it was a bit hard for me to actually see what diverse groups face in their daily lives. For example, necessities like TV, a fan, a roof over the head, they are not even there for them. So this was one reality that I had a really hard time accepting.
ऑसम मैम। मैम कैन यू जस्ट टेल मी कि अगर आप आज के 10 साल या 5 साल पहले अपने आप को देखते, तो आप अपने आप को अभी जिस जगह पे हैं, क्या आप अभी भी उतनी टेंशन तब लेते या अपने आप को क्या कहते उस टाइम पे?
What would I have said? I was like, if you asked me 5 years ago, I was so lost what to do in my
Yeah.
career, where to go. I would not have been able to answer that question.
मैम चैलेंजेस बहुत सारे आए होंगे, बट एक वो रहता है कि जहाँ पे हमें लोग बहुत ही गलत कहते हैं। आपने उस चीज़ को कैसे फेस किया और उनसे कैसे निकले? क्योंकि हमारे इंडिया में कहीं ना कहीं अभी भी लोग ये चीज़ सोचते हैं कि जो लड़कियां हैं उन्हें कहीं ना कहीं नीचे दबाया जाता है, लड़कों कितना भी हम मॉडर्न हो जाए, कुछ भी हो जाए, बट स्टिल आपने उस चीज़ से कैसे, आप उस चीज़ से निकले और यहाँ पे कैसे इतने हाइट पे पहुंचे?
Okay, so while working with Teach for India, I actually taught an all girls classroom
Okay.
with 41 girls. So they were really my biggest motivation whenever I used to face any challenge. Because if you're working in the development sector, one thing is like it's very difficult to crack out the stakeholder management. You have to interact, you have to communicate with different stakeholder, and communication at that level, trust me, is very tough, because these people come with such a rigid mindset.
Yeah.
You are not able to just find an opening, like how do I reach out to them? So
Yeah.
that's very difficult. And at times when I used to lose my motivation, I just used to like walk back into my classroom, and my girls would be like, Didi, why are you sad? They would like, also we use this art as a therapy to mitigate conflicts, to express our thoughts. So apart from that, I used to draw, I used to paint a lot. I'm also into music. I play 3 instruments so far, so that is also catharsis for me.
Ma'am, are you saying that you are an all-rounder?
I would not say that. It's just I cannot be like really stuck to one thing. I want to do this also, this also, this also.
Ma'am, can we side this part and can I ask you something like how was your vibe till now in Galgotias?
Vibes been vibing. It's really cool. Like I when I first entered the university,
Yeah.
all your team members, club heads, they were so like cordial to me. They've really like taken care of me and guided me throughout this day. And I like the event planning, event management, all the system resources you guys have there are amazing, spot on.
Ma'am, can you please just tell the people who are watching you to just what they're thinking about their career? Can you just please कि आप उन्हें कैसे डील करेंगे अपने चीज़ों से या आगे कैसी चीज़ें होने वाली हैं? क्योंकि everyone here is like a student, but उन्हें ये स्ट्रेस रहता है कहीं ना कहीं कि हम आगे क्या करेंगे। हर फील्ड की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं यहाँ पे, कि कहीं ना कहीं हर बंदे को एक वो रहता है कि उन्हें कितना स्ट्रेस लेना पड़ेगा या क्या चीज़ें और होंगी आगे। तो आप भी उस रास्ते से आए हैं, तो आप क्या वो बता पाएंगे?
Well, I'll not just come here and say don't take stress, because that's of no use. That's like a completely useless piece
Yeah,
of
yeah.
advice. You will have to take a little bit of stress if you are actually serious about something. It comes naturally.
Yeah.
So stress is bound to happen. But one thing I would say, if you enjoy your work really, then you won't consider it as a stress. You will think of it like you will think of it as something that motivates you, probably, like, oh, I have to achieve this bar. This is the bar I've set for myself, and this is what I'm going to achieve.
Ma'am, what was the most challenging aspect of your life?
Most challenging aspect of my life, um, it's been like, so far I've tried yeah, the most challenging aspect of my life was while I saw around working in my classroom, I used to think, oh, what about the other classrooms? I cannot I'm one person, I cannot really impact all the classrooms around me. So that was something that breaks my heart. And I used to feel, why cannot I reach a larger amount of people? So that is what I've been striving for in my project Color It Hope. I try to mitigate this gap that a foreign alien language has created on students, and they are compelled to compete and learn in a language that they do not know anything about.
सो मैम, अगर कोई एक स्टूडेंट है या एक कोई भी बच्चा है, तो वो उस चीज़ को कैसे लर्न करता है? क्योंकि एक छोटा बच्चा भी जब चीज़ें सीखता है, तो हम ये कहते हैं कि वहाँ पे वो सीख रहा है, या उसे वो चीज़ अडेप्ट कर रही है वो चीज़ें। तो अगर आपके पर्सपेक्टिव से मैं देखूँ, तो एक बच्चे को किस तरीके से हमें चीज़ें सिखानी चाहिए? लैंग्वेज या कोई भी चीज़ हो, वो कैसे हमें सिखानी चाहिए?
So, firstly, I would like to point out that language is the most quintessential thing for communication, for expressing your thoughts. So, while I was a literature student, I came across this very, very interesting term called linguistic chauvinism that I also mentioned in the keynote that I gave in the event. So, this term actually was used. This term actually means taking away, snatching away the language of the people. So in ancient times, what the subjugators used to do to oppress a particular group of people, they would take away their language. They would force them to study in their own language.
Yeah.
So this is what I feel my students experienced in the classroom. They were like forced to study in English and compete in English, a language that was foreign to them,
Yeah.
that they had no clue about them. At when they go back home, all they hear is their own mother tongue. I was their only source of that language. They
Yeah.
could only hear English from me because they do not have access to devices. They do not have access to technology. So this is what I witnessed firsthand happening in my classroom. And for that, I started this project called Color at Home, as in where we try to bridge this gap and build on the literacy competency among students. So what do? We target it in three ways. First is by actually building the uh, linguistic competency by teaching them language,
Yeah.
and language for that matter, not grammar, but spoken language, which is colloquial, which is used in daily life. Second is, not everyone understands language word syntax, so we've also included art and expression as a language. For example, sometimes some people are introvert, they do not wish to communicate through
Yeah.
words, through speech. So for them, there's this thing that they can express through different art forms, through paintings. They can draw, they can paint, do anything they like, get creative. And yeah, there are some people who do not really associate with language. They are more inclined towards the silences, the unheard melodies they found in the environment. So that is what the second point caters to. And third is the numeracy, language of 0 and 1.
Yeah.
With AI coming in, with computers technology coming in, so we've also focused on numeracy. So we've targeted all language from all three sides. So this is what we do in the project. And my long term goal, I would say, is to actually create a solidified curriculum, I would say, that would completely alter the educational landscape.
Ma'am, can you please tell me who was your favorite and the biggest supporter till now, from the starting of the first step you have taken to come here?
Okay, my biggest supporter is here with me, Sahil. He's my partner. We've known each other from 7 years. We are about to get married, and he's been my biggest supporter so far.
Ma'am, what is your perspective of a social entrepreneur?
Okay, so whenever someone says the term entrepreneur,
Yeah.
people usually assume that it means leadership. It is associated with leadership or leading something, doing a mass movement or something. But for me, a leader, a social entrepreneur, is someone who has the capability to actually step down and create other leaders who would then lead other people. So creating a mass movement of leaders, that is what a social entrepreneur for me is.
मैम, आपने डिफिकल्टीज फेस करी थी जब आपके सराउंडिंग्स में आपसे अलग लोग आ रहे थे, जिनको आपको कहीं ना कहीं टैकल करने में दिक्कत आ रही थी? आपने डिफिकल्टीज फेस करी थी उन्हें, और आप उनसे कैसे ओवरकम हुए?
Okay, there are difficulties because you this is social development sector is एक ऐसा career path है where you are bound to meet people
Yeah.
from all walks of life. So sometimes, in like earlier, I was not really accepting towards the diversity, but then being a literature student and also having studied one Oriental and one Western language, Korean and German, I really became a person who's more culturally sensitive. So that's where I started accepting the diversity, the differences around me. And also, I've had first hand experiences in the community itself. I went to Kinari Bazaar community. I am currently working in the Ayanagar community. So that has made me more sensitive towards these differences.
मैम, व्हाट्स दैट मास्टरमाइंड की which you will give our students to, like, don't be stressed and just overcome the things which are going through their life right now?
uh, I would actually, for this question, I would like to quote something that is a tagline, you can say, for my project. My actual dream is that every child has the ability, has the tools, has the capability to paint their own canvas of hope. So, hope has been always a word that, like, has inspired me a lot through difficult times, through happy times, because you can be hopeful while you're happy, you can be hopeful while you are sad. So that is one word that kept me going, so that's why I've included in the project Color It Hope.
Can you please tell me what were the achievements till now you have? The biggest one.
The biggest one is, I would say, क्या मैं biggest one कैसे
मैम
बताऊँ?
लाइक सबसे जो अच्छा आपने अभी तक अचीव किया हो, जो आपको बहुत
हाँ.
प्राउडली बताते हो आप लोगों को, उसके बारे में।
Okay, fine. Um, I would not like to count my biggest achievement in terms of number of subscribers, numbers of followers I have, or the impact that I'm making in numbers. The biggest achievement that I personally feel for me is the smiles that I see every day, the improvement that I see every day. Because improvement doesn't happen in a day. It has taken me years to finally able to be
Yeah.
that at that level, to see my students actually performing, from going to like beyond the grade level to actually being able to speak fluently in English. That is what my biggest achievement is.
Ma'am, can you please elaborate what's the thing a communication is in your life?
What's the
Thing communication is, like you are telling कि जो लोग होते हैं वो कम्युनिकेट करते हैं इजी, या फिर एक हेल्दी कम्युनिकेशन होता है तभी एक वो फ्लो आता है, या मतलब एक फ्लो में इंसान बात कर सकता है। क्या
Hmm.
कम्युनिकेशन मैटर करता है लोगों की लाइफ में एक हेल्दी?
Yes, I think communication matters a lot. In fact, it's one of the things that I'm striving to bring in my classroom, क्योंकि मेरे classroom में बच्चे मेरे से communicate ही नहीं कर पाते हैं, like उनके पास words ही नहीं है. For example, if I ask them कि explain me, what did you do yesterday, तो in Hindi they are like, ये क्या, हमने ये किया, ये किया, ये किया.
Yeah.
But when I say, now explain me in English, they do not have words to actually express. So imagine you are told to compete in a language जो आपको पता ही नहीं है कि मैं अपने आप को express कैसे करूँ इस language में. How are you supposed to compete with those students जो बचपन से express करते हुए आ रहे हैं उस language में. तो communication is very important. As I've already mentioned about linguistic chauvinism, ये एक technique थी for encroachment, कि अगर आपको subjugate करना है, किसी को काबू में करना है, तो आप सबसे पहले उनकी language लो, because language is something that gives you freedom to express, to actually be able to think कि हाँ मेरा perspective इतना है, मैं इतना सोच सकती हूँ. वो लैंग्वेज आपको पार देती है. जब लैंग्वेज इन्वेंट नहीं हुई थी तो लोगों का थॉट प्रोसेस भी लिमिटेड था. एज लैंग्वेज एक्सपैंडेड, थॉट प्रोसेस एक्सपैंडेड, पर्सपेक्टिव एक्सपैंडेड. सो या आई वुड से कि लैंग्वेज एंड कम्युनिकेशन इज द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग.
Ma'am, do you see potential for collaboration between social enterprise and the initiative which Galgotia has taken?
Yes, I do see a lot of potential. In this project Color It Hope, we've kept our classroom open to anyone who wishes to volunteer, come into our classroom, have conversation with the kids, or like just broaden their perspective. So yes, we've in past we've already had a lot of collaborators and volunteers on board, so we would definitely extend this collaboration to you as well.
So, thank you so much, ma'am, for being here, and it was a nice communication with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me here. It was such a fulfilling experience. All the pictures I saw, all that I got to learn. So it was a very fulfilling experience for me as well. And I do hope we collaborate further.
Yeah.